Hello, boys and girls. How you doing? I want to tell you all, minorities in particular, just how important credit and your credit score is. And by me telling you all how important your credit and your credit score is, I'm going to use me as an example. Okay? So, I was raised by a single parent. My mother, provided food, shelter, and clothing. I had the basic life. I went to high school and had a basic education. After that, I, graduated and went into the work field. And, I really wasn't satisfied with working. I was like, man, I got to do something bigger and better than this because, I have a certain type of lifestyle that I want to live. And, $8 an hour is not going to provide that. So I decided that I wanted to go to college, and I got accepted to college. And, things were working out okay until one day I walked into the student union. And for those that go to college or have attended a college, know what I'm talking about. I went into the student union, and I see a bunch of tables set up in front of the cafeteria. And those people that had tables set up were people that were offering students credit cards. Now, taking heed, we all know, they know in particular, that the average student cannot pay for a credit card. I mean, he or she is going to college. That's their job, to go to school. So then they don't have an income. So the people that are offering credit cards are really depending on the students' parents to pay their credit cards, right? Now, taking heed, my mother is a single parent, so my mother wasn't paying for college. She couldn't afford it, so I had to get financial aid. So I was offered a credit card with a spending limit of $100. I accepted it. And somehow, some way, I managed to pay that off, right? After that, I got a Discover card, and I had a spending limit of $1,000. Now, this particular card wasn't like the first one. The first one was I had a $100 spending limit, but I could only, use the credit card, as credit, to walk in stores and to purchase things. But the Discover card offered that, I can go in the store and purchase things as well as withdraw cash out of an ATM machine. So I burnt that credit card up like that. That was a hit on my credit. Now, me not knowing about credit and credit scores, hey, I wasn't concerned. Hey, listen, that credit card got burnt up, I'm gonna move on, right? I wind up leaving college and, just being a regular dude, working. So I decided that, I wanted to get my own apartment. You understand? I wanted to be on my own. I'm tired of living with my mother. I'm tired of living with friends. I'm tired of living with my father and all the rest of that. And relatives, I just got tired of it. So, I decided that I wanted to get an apartment. So I'm filling out applications. I'm getting denied because, I'm not knowing that I have a hit on my credit. And then overall, I don't have no credit, I haven't established any credit at all. Right? So, I knew a female that knew another female that worked at an apartment complex, right? So I don't know what they did, whether they forged, whatever. I don't know. They put some information down. I don't know. Anyway, I got into the apartment, right? So, I'm paying the rent, slowly but surely paying the rent on time. And then, I come up on bad times, hard times and everything, right? And I can't pay the rent. So I get evicted, right? Now, I knew one thing. I knew that an eviction, if you have an eviction, you're not able to get another apartment or home, right? So before I actually got evicted, before my court date, I wound up getting another apartment. Pay the rent. Up, hard times, boom, an eviction. Now I got 2 evictions on my credit. Now, boys and girls, whatever delinquent or whatever that's on your credit score, whatever that's on your credit, right, account, if it is bad, it is going to take 7 years, no matter what, whether you pay it off or not, for it to come off your credit. So now I'm sitting here and I'm going backwards. I gotta live with this person and that person all over again because nobody trusts me. When it comes to apartment complexes or, somebody renting out their homes or their house, rather. Now you see how my lifestyle is? And I'm sitting here and I'm not thinking, oh man, what can I do, I'm like, well, I just gotta wait 7 years. So while in the process of me waiting 7 years, I can't, buy a car. I can't do anything. My life is basically ruined. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you, that your first name and last name does not count in this society. It don't matter. What counts is your credit score. That's what people look at. And in order to have good credit, this is funny, but I'm being serious. This is real. In order to have good credit, you have to be in debt. Period. Like, take for example, if you bought a car, right? It cost you $15,000 and you're paying on it, monthly car payments, right? Now, what people are looking for is if you're consistently paying on it. Say for example, if you have a credit card and you have a $2,000 spending limit, you don't want to spend all of it at once and then pay all of it back at once. That's not establishing any credit. What you want to do is spend it and pay your monthly fee. That plain and simple. That's what establishes credit. You have to be in debt. And overall, within being in debt and paying your bills on time, it shows that you are what? Responsible. Now that you're responsible, the car dealer, the person at the apartment complex, the house that you're trying to rent out, it shows that they can trust you. That plain and simple. And this is the society that we live in. You're judged by your numbers, which your date of birth, your social security number, your credit score. That's basically it. Your first name and last name don't count worth nothing. I don't even know why they say put down your first name and last name on any type of leasing agreement, because it just doesn't count. All they need to know is your date of birth and your social security number. That's it. So I wait 7 years. Now taking heed, this was about 15, 20 years ago, right? I wait 7 years and eventually I paid off one and the other one dropped off my credit, right? So here I am, I'm in a situation where I'm just now finding out about credit and credit scores, and now I have to build up my credit. And that's what I had to do. Now, taking heed, my credit score is not that great now. Why? Because I really don't like credit, period. I really don't. I use cash for everything. And that's a no-no when you want to build up your credit. So basically, my credit score is not great, but it's not bad as well. I don't have any type of outstanding loans or evictions or my college debt is paid off. So I don't really have anything on my credit. So I advise you, boys and girls, take it from me. You don't want to mess up your credit. You don't want to buy something or rent out something that you can't afford to pay. You just don't, because your credit score counts. It even counts when you're dealing with when you're dealing with a person in a relationship. You know, there's some women and men out there that will not date a person that has a credit score that's lower than 600. And I kind of get it. You know, when you have to repair somebody else's credit, you're working ass backwards. I get it. But this is the society that we live in. And you just don't want to ruin your opportunity to a good and healthy life. You know, it's messed up to say, but overall, your credit score determines your lifestyle. So when you look at people that's in the hood, I mean, I'm not trying to judge, but 9 times out of 10, they don't have any credit, or their credit score is so low till it's ridiculous. And then you look at people in good neighborhoods and they drive nice cars and they, they have nice things and everything, you can really assume that their credit score is like 650 or better. This is the society that we live in, boys and girls. So I advise you, if you want to build up your credit, let's say, for example, you're young, you about 17, 18 years old, try to get your parents to put you on their credit card. And while they're paying off their credit card, hey, your credit score is going up. Start off early. If you can afford a credit card or let's say some stores have credit cards, that you can get. If you can afford the payments or whatever, get that. Get you a credit card and pay whatever bills that you have. Say, for example, you have a phone bill, cell phone bill, a water bill, a light bill, or whatever, and slowly but surely, make payments. And then, of course, at the end of the month, pay whatever they tell you have to pay. I would say, like, say, for example, at the end of the month, your credit card was, let's say, $100, right? I would say pay $110, but never pay the full amount. You know what I'm saying? Like, say, for example, if you ran up the credit card to about like $200 and they asked you to pay $35, pay $40, but don't pay the whole $200. Why? Because that's not going to count. Having a good credit score can be kind of tricky. You don't want to pay the full amount. You don't want to pay things in cash because that doesn't count. You understand? So that's my advice to you. Take it from me. I went through 7 years of hell. And your life doesn't have to be like that. If you take care of your credit score, your life can be like a heaven. My name is Langston2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. I hope I've been of somewhat help.